Incoming 25 gigabyte file, exactly. Alright. Now I should be fine with being live. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, YouTube is live now. There we go. Jesus. And I think that was almost erased. So, we're okay for now. Should we finish up the Good Liars, or should we jump into Leafeon video instead? Because that might be a little bit better. Let's see. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So rude. So very rude. Where is my YouTube button? There it is.
Hashtag gender, huh? See, my wife got a cousin Lou, and she tells me Lou don't have one. You ever heard of something like that? Hashtag, so you know me, I look into it myself. You got an ashtray or something? Sorry, I should have asked. Hashtag, so I look into it, because that sort of thing fascinates me. And you know, it turns out the whole thing's sort of a racket. Hashtag, I mean, it's got its place and all, don't get me wrong. Very important to some folks, yeah, but historically, hashtag, the whole concept. We just made this cockamamie thing up. Can you believe that? Hashtag, I mean, wow. You think my dog knows gender? That mutt doesn't know meatloaf from cigar ash. It's one of them constructions, you know. One more thing.
That was definitely pretty funny. Oh, hold on, I'm just currently opening up a file in the background. Spent months trying to get Rise of the Tomb Raider to run at 60 frames per second on Switch 2, but we're unable to do so. That's really strange. Why? Why would it take... Why? That's really weird. Like, I feel like you gotta be doing something wrong. I don't know. Is it really a hardware thing? I don't know. Alright, let me look at the... We have, in fact, seen this. Looks like Leafeon hasn't put very much in. Maybe we should just switch over to a friendly friend. Let's see.
One more thing. That night when you smelled
Not you.
smoke.
You shut up. Talk about this. This one.
Is hot sleep keeping
It's a game for... Oh, that... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know which Tomb Raider was which. I thought it was the most recent one. Yeah, it could be that the engine sucked.
awake?
Optimizing an old game might be
with a
harder
perfect
than
cooling mattress.
doing it while you're making it initially.
For as long as there have been video games, there have been ammo counters. They are entirely unglamorous readouts of how many bullets you've got left. For decades, they
feel
have
like we've
occupied
seen
a
this
portion
video.
of almost every single shooter's UI. They're so standard, so perfunctory, so boring, as to be nearly invisible. But some are more interesting than others, and over the years the predominant way of displaying ammo has changed. They needn't be boring.
Do you guys have a favorite way of displaying ammo?
They can be quite in your face,
Oh, it did?
and sometimes
Interesting.
you don't need one at all.
I'm not seeing issues on either side right now.
Let's start in 1975, 3 years before Space Invaders. Taito and Midway released an arcade game
Integrated into gameplay? In example?
called Gunfight. It was based on an old electromechanical game from
Oh,
Sega,
I've played this.
transposing its analog Western action to the digital realm. It might be the first ever video game to feature an ammo counter. It's 1v1 combat, 2 cowboys, 6 bullets, and a duel to the death.
On your back, I see.
The ammo counter is at the bottom of the screen, a pictographic representation of each player's bullets, up to 6 icons across. There's destructible cover in the form of cacti, and a moving stagecoach in later levels. You move, you shoot, and hopefully don't die. What I like about Gunfight is that your ammo actually matters.
Okay. Apparently I'm having issues. You guys... Oh, I'm seeing it. Okay, I dropped frames a little bit. I see it. Maybe I should wait a little bit. Apparently I dropped 728 frames, which is about a minute. That sucks. Maybe this is a sign that I should just raid out. Let me just go to my stream to see how I'm doing. I'm gonna make sure that I'm live on YouTube first. Yeah, live on YouTube, good. Okay, let's check how I'm doing here. By the way, this cat has been avoiding my room because it's been so hot. By the way, this cat has been. Oh my god, there we go. That's a delay. By the way, now I know how long I've been delayed. Cool. Also, games where you have something that resembles your bullet count when you aim, like in Fortnite. Like a bar that depletes you when you fire. I do like Metal Gear Solid's way of doing that as well. The first game, I mean.
With only 6 rounds and no reloads, if one player is empty, they can't win. They can only force a draw. At a glance, the players can tell that one of them is vulnerable, and the other has a finite number of chances to win. It's this sort of tension that underpins the whole rationale behind having limited ammunition, and yet, most modern games don't do it nearly as well as Gunfight. Now, most shooters of this era didn't count your shots. Space Invaders, Asteroids, etc.
Space Invaders was the first cover shooter.
Gave you unlimited ammunition. But in the cases where you do have a finite supply, a pictographic representation seems to be the most popular method of display. Defender in 1981, for instance, shows your remaining supply of smart bombs with a stack of small icons. 1984's Night Gunner for the ZX Spectrum and Amstrad CPC has a particularly nice ammo display. You play as a turret gunner aboard an aircraft, repelling enemy fighters with machine gun. The ammo counter is a 3-row pictograph, a whole rack of ammunition that depletes as you fire. It's readable at a glance and works thematically.
One of those old school diners.
Like you're in the
Nice.
turret and you can see the belt of ammunition.
I love diners.
Getting shorter as you fire. In later missions, there are bombing runs and missile strikes, and the ammo counter changes to reflect the different weapons. It's an elegant representation, and a pictographic approach works well in many games. 1984's Duck Hunt has a 3-round display,
There
which
was not
works
enough
perfectly.
space for that word.
Cute little bullets in a compact box. Gunfight in 1985 had a revolver-styled cylinder array, thematically perfect without compromising functionality, although it is a little large on screen. The pictographic solution isn't ideal in every case. It works for smaller quantities, but for larger counts, it can occupy too much screen space, and the readability benefits are lost.
The Planet Fitness card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and
It's one where they can't let go of the past, and the guys pretend they're getting a burger and shake before recession. That's funny.
For this reason, there is an increase in numerical counters in the mid-80s. With just 3 digits, you can represent values up to 999. So, games like Rolling Thunder from 1987 used this approach. A simple bullet count in the bottom left of the screen. It works. It clearly
I'm gonna
indicates
move the subtitles just a slightly bit higher. Oh, not that high.
how much ammo you have remaining, and it's simple to implement. It even works for multiple weapons. But it feels like a cop-out somehow. It's 100% functional, and yet it doesn't serve the aesthetic of the game. It's just numbers on the screen. As games became more complex, we start to see ammo mechanics evolve. Operation Wolf was perhaps the definitive arcade shooter of its era. Its cabinet featured an Uzi-shaped gun controller, and its gameplay was non-stop shooting. Well, almost
have the medics.
non-stop. Op Wolf tracked your magazine count with a brief pause to reload, so the counter tracks both the rounds left in your current magazine with the number of magazines in reserve.
You monster.
The 30-round magazines are represented as a nice multi-row pictograph with a numerical mag count above. It's a little on the large size, but it's a pretty good system. Afterburner, the same year, also had a novel approach to representing larger quantities. Your cannons are unlimited, but you have a finite supply of missiles, and the count is shown at the bottom of the screen. You can hold 50, but rather than showing that many tiny icons, the game uses a multi-unit pictograph.
I like that James Cameron used this game to depict John Connor as like a really good fighter in war.
Large missiles represent 10 smaller ones. It gives a fairly good impression of your remaining count at a glance, and I think it's more aesthetically aligned with the game than a simple numeric display could ever be. One trend towards the end of the 80s and into the early 90s was skeuomorphic counters. Ammo counters that resemble the operation of the firearm. This can be as simple as putting a background on a pictograph, making it look as though the row of bullet icons are within a magazine, but some are more ornate. 007, License to Kill, is one example.
Okay, OBS disconnected. Okay. Seems like I'm having all sorts of issues right now. Maybe I should call it quits. Having more issues, am I? Alright, I think I'm gonna raid out. It looks like too many issues are happening. I'll finish this later, probably tomorrow. Too many issues are happening, and I think that it'd just be better to call it while I'm ahead, instead of having a bunch of things for me to be scrapped together as one giant VOD. So yeah, I appreciate all of you. Yeah, we'll pick it up tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out. Appreciate you. Let me see the raid. Budgie Cat's playing Metal Gear Solid. That's kind of cool. How are they doing with that? She's fighting Ninja. Let's go raid Pudgy Cat, because I like Metal Gear Solid. Right? Yeah, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. I just think that right now I'm having a lot of weird issues that I can't quite identify. The blue screen of death, I'm pretty sure, is the RAM sticks. The issues with the stream itself, the OBS reconnecting and having issues like that, that's something else. I need to figure that out. Alright, have a good night. Take care. Bye. Now I'm doing this to wait till I see my hand. Oh, my hand popped up really fast. Bye.
Hello, Lynx. Welcome. How are you doing, my lord? Hold on. Let me give you a shout out. What is that creepy ass emote? That is terrifying.